Greetings, everyone. I am Crystal Forman. I'm the owner and educator of Holistic Wellness and Health, where we make healthy living easy, nutritious, delicious, and fun, with a focus on plant-based foods to help you live a healthier and more vibrant life. Today, we are making butternut squash chili and baked butternut squash chips. So let's get started. You can see and hear me okay? Please say hello. Happy greetings, or just put an emoji in the comment section. And if you're watching live, put in hashtag live. If you're watching replay, hashtag replay. So we have our beautiful butternut squash here. They come in different sizes, and some of them have bigger like bottom parts than others. This is a great one for doing the chips because the seeds are usually in the bottom part. So this is going to be mostly squash. Now you can save the seeds as well for another dish. Actually, we did some roasted butternut squash seeds not too long ago, so you can look for that video on the YouTube channel as well. So I'm going to peel this. This is one of the squashes where you don't really want to eat the skin. Some squash you can leave the skin on, but this one is when you're going to take it off. So I'm just going to peel it because it has a nice flat bottom. Just going to put it straight down flat for safety. You can actually save these peels to make a nice broth. Some people will do like when they're thin like this, they'll bake these and make a chip out of it. But for the most part, people will take the skins off and don't eat it. Butternut squash can be a little tricky to work with, so if you can have a nice peeler, very helpful. There you go. And put the base as well. So this squash is 2 pounds, 10 ounces, and the chili calls for 1.5 pounds of squash. So we're going to use this whole squash for both recipes, for the chips and our delicious chili. So we are in winter. It's a great time to use winter squashes to make soup and stews like chili. We've done the butternut squash soup before, so you can look that up as well on the YouTube channel. And that's at Holistic Wellness and Health. All right, so we have this peel. And before I get that going, we're going to get my onions and peppers started in our pan here. So if you want to do this as an oil-free recipe, then just add water and or apple cider vinegar or another vinegar, and let your onions get soft in the water. But today I'm going to use grapeseed oil. It was about, really just want enough to cover the bottom of whatever pan you're using, but there's just less than 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna let that get hot. And we have 1 diced onion here. So this is a yellow onion that I diced. So a lot of this produce came from our boxes. So if you are getting a lot of the produce boxes out there, a lot of them have things like squash, acorn squash, even baby pumpkins in there. So this recipe, you can do the same thing with those squashes as well. They usually have onions and potatoes in it, so the onions came from there. So just 1 diced yellow onion. This is also great with red onion, but you all know I say use what you have, so I have yellow onion. That's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to add my diced bell peppers. So I have 1 red and 1 orange diced bell pepper here. I'm just going to put that in here as well. Just let that start to get translucent. I'm going to add 1 poblano pepper. The poblano pepper is like a mild, spicy pepper. It's not super spicy, but if you want your chili like super with some good heat, you can add some habanero pepper. We're going to use this one today. If you have any questions as I'm going along, feel free to ask in the comments. Hi, David. Yes. So, yes, feel free to ask questions as we're going along. Cool. See, several people are watching. Definitely, if you appreciate the videos that we've been doing, give a thumbs up on this video. Here's another dish, winter dish especially, that you would like to see, or just produce in your CSA boxes, produce boxes that you're like, I don't know what to do with this. Let me know as well. I'm trying to do a lot of the recipes this winter based on what's on the boxes. You can get your produce box if you're in Baltimore City, in West Baltimore, at the Plantation Park Heights Urban Farm at 3811 Park Heights Avenue. And that's every Thursday from 12 p.m. Eastern Time to 5 p.m. So I'm just dicing. I'm not sure how well you all can see this. Okay. I'm dicing my peppers up. So right now, if you're just joining, we have our onions, red pepper, and orange bell pepper in our pan here. And we're going to add whole poblano pepper. So we have red, orange, green, and white in here already. So it's already actually very pretty. So while that is getting soft, we're going to cut up our butternut squash. So actually, because it has a very long neck, I'm just going to cut it right from where it starts to curve. And you take the top off. That goes into my bucket with the scraps. And because I'm going to use some of this for chips, and I know this won't fit in the mouth part of the food processor, so you can use a mandolin for this. These will make nice sized chips, but because it won't fit in the food processor's mouth, I'm going to cut it in half. I'm going to cut it in half this way first. There we go. And almost. I'm going to cut off just a little bit of the ends. You can also make butternut squash fries. So if you want to make fries from this, you can actually use the fries. So I'll probably wait to do that when I have my niece and nephew with me, because I think they would really enjoy the fries. I think they enjoy these chips too, but we'll have to do that again another time. Yeah. So if anyone has any questions or comments, definitely feel free to ask. That's good. All right, so I'm going to take the base part of our butternut squash and slice it in half. And you'll see a lot of seeds in here. So you can roast these seeds. They're delicious. You can treat them just like pumpkin seeds, or you can even put them in your smoothies for extra protein and zinc. I'm going to scoop these out. So you're going to scoop them out just like you would like cantaloupe, the seeds of cantaloupe. Kind of smells like cantaloupe too. It has nice, fresh sweetness to it. Let me slip it in here. It's best to use a metal spoon if you can. It's easier to scrape the seeds out. And we're going to do that one more time. So if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications bell to be notified when I go live. I usually go live every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern and Monday as well at 5 p.m. So the base still has a little bit of skin on here. I'm going to take my peeler and take that off. All right. So our onions are starting to sizzle now. I'm just going to cut off the bottom part of this space as well. And finish peeling. It's kind of hard to peel when you have two different shapes on there, but it's coming off. So I'm going to dice up our butternut squash into about 1/4 of an inch. And the smaller you cut it, the faster it will cook. So this will take about 30 minutes on medium-high heat. If you want to do this in a slow cooker, you can do that as well. In the slow cooker on high heat, it takes about 4 hours. And if you do it on low heat, it takes about 8 hours. So it's something you can do in the morning, and then by the evening, you have dinner. I'm going to finally dice this up. If you want to add carrots or different other veggies to this, you can. But I feel like the peppers and onions and squash makes it a very hearty chili. And I'm going to just dice these up as well. So butternut squash is extremely high in beta carotene, just like the carrot, which is what gives it this nice, beautiful, bright orange color. And beta carotene converts to vitamin A in our body, which is important for our vision, as well as our skin and nails. So it's really good. Like some people put vitamin A on their skin externally to help with blemishes and skin issues, but you can also eat it internally, and that'll help a lot too, especially like with other ailments like eczema. It's great to get vitamin A in your system. Our peppers that are already cooking right now, they're very high in vitamin C, which is very important for our immune system and our skin health as well. And we all need to be working very diligently on our immune systems right now. It's very important. So, dice these up. For those who don't know, you can actually eat butternut squash raw. You can do like a salad with it. It's getting nice and soft there. Then I'm going to put my butternut squash in and let that start to get soft as well. Because it didn't make super huge pieces, it won't take as long to cook. Hi, Payvon. Happy Friday. So for those who are just tuning in, we are making butternut squash chili and baked butternut squash chips, which we're going to serve with our chili. Right. This one up. Put all of it in. This actually, right now, like this would be a good dish just how it is. It's like a saute. Once the squash gets soft, I'm going to let you all see this. So I'm going to let that go. And we're going to add our spices to this. So we have 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, and 1 teaspoon of curry, or you can use cumin. So I'm using curry today because that's what I have plenty of. And get our flavors all mixed together. If you want to do this as a low salt or low sodium, you don't have to add any salt, but I'm going to add about a teaspoon of coarse sea salt to this. Just keeping it on the low sodium side. So I'm going to actually add our beans. So I have 3 cups of beans here. So if you want to use dried beans and soak them overnight and cook them, you can do that, or you can use canned beans. So 1 can of bean is about 1.5 cups of beans. So it's 15 ounces. I have dark red kidney beans and light red kidney beans. And the recipe calls for kidney beans and black beans, but they were completely out of black beans because they're on sale. So if you go to Giant this week, they are 2 for $1. So stock up. It's a good time to stock up on your beans. Apparently someone has already beaten me to it. It's okay. They have plenty of other beans there. So this is great, like to use up a lot of your pantry items as well. Beans in here. And we're going to add our liquids. So we have a can of diced tomatoes. You can use fresh tomatoes as well and dice that up until you get about 1.5 cups to 2 cups. So with the juice and everything, we'll put that in. I'm going to add in 2 cups of vegetable broth. I used this broth base and added water to it. I'm going to add that in. And a small can of tomato paste, which is 6 ounces of our tomato paste. This is going to help thicken it up as well. If you don't have tomato paste, you can do this without the tomato paste. I just like to add it for thickening. And same thing for nutritional yeast. If you don't have nutritional yeast, don't feel like you need to use it. This adds another layer of flavor and helps thicken it up a little bit too. I'm just going to mix this all in. It smells awesome. And just let that cook up. And what I did not add, I'm going to add now, is my garlic. So, for those who don't know how to peel a whole garlic bulb, this is what it looks like. This one has a hard neck. Usually whenever you see garlic in the store, it's going to have this hard part here. Pull on that and break this open. So I'm going to put in 4 cloves of garlic. These are nice size cloves here. So whenever a recipe calls for bulb, this is our bulb, and this is our clove. That's 4. Putting the skin of this in our soup mix as well, or compost bucket, whichever way you want to go with that. And cut off the ends that were at the bottom of our base here. But if you want to plant this, this is how you would plant it, but we're going to eat it. So cut that off. Next, you can smash it. So turn the sharp part away from you. It makes it a little easier to take the skin off. Ooh, so put a very long comment, and I cannot read that. And I can read all the small ones though. Interesting. Hi, Kiana. So I'm going to have to look at that one in a moment because that is very long. Give me 1 moment. Let's see. So took the skin off. I'm going to take off these little ends too, just because they're a little hard. I have my heat up on high right now because I'm using electric. It's just going to take a little bit of time for everything to heat back up, but it won't take long because this gets hot pretty fast. It won't take too long. So I'm just dicing up our garlic to put in our pot. Oh, that's one of those, not sure which channel it's on. Every once in a while, someone likes to join people's health lives and promote some doctor with some magic cure for magic, whatever. So that's what that is. You all can ignore that. I will wait for the moment. garlic nice and, so I didn't brown the garlic this time, but I like the garlic flavor and the texture as well. So just coarsely getting our garlic chopped up. It's also great to eat right now. In addition to having allicin in it, which helps with hypertension and cholesterol, it's great for building your immune system as well. So a lot of people, when they get a cold, they'll eat raw garlic. But you can just put it in your food and get it that way as well. So food is definitely medicine, and it helps us heal. So let's get our garlic in here. All right. Stir this up, and we're just gonna let it cook. And while this is cooking, we are going to make our chips. Let's chop my cutting board. I think y'all can see everything okay. So we have the top part of our butternut squash. We're going to feed this through the food processor for time more than anything. So actually, if you're not used to using food processor, this is the part that has the shredder and the slicer. I'm going to make sure it's on the slicer part so that you won't get shreds. So, slicer part. This is just a little bit too big, so I'm going to slice off just a little bit at the end. Awesome. Okay. Easy, fast. So if you have a food processor, it makes it easier. If not, take your butternut squash, use your knife, and then we slice. It work. You get a nice arm workout if you do it this way. But for time, we're going to do this. And so I'm going to put my slices in my bowl here. And just a little bit of our grapeseed oil. Just enough to coat, so that was about a teaspoon, not even. You're going to take your hands and massage and get the oil coating all of our squash here. Then if you want to, you can add a little bit of seasonings. I did this earlier, and all I did was put some coarse salt on it, just a little bit, and that's it. And it's delicious. So let's put that on, and then we're going to put this right on our parchment paper. If you don't have parchment paper, you can just, because it's already oiled, you really can put it right down on your pan, and it shouldn't stick. Unless you have a very, like a pan you know sticks a lot, you can spray a little bit of non-stick spray on there. That will help. I'm just going to line all of this up. Put it in our oven. The oven is set to 450 degrees. I have convection bake. But you can, like if you have a just regular oven, 400 degrees. And just check on it after about 15 minutes to make sure it's not burning. Some food processors slice thinner than others. So this one is slightly thicker than my other food processor. So it's probably going to take a little longer to cook. But actually it might not, because this oven is really hot. We'll see. Yeah, it's all going to fit on our tray. Perfect. And we're going to get this in the oven, and I will show you what it looks like done. This one, we're talking here, right? Okay. So we have some already done, our chilies done, as well as the chips. You want to let it cool so that it gets nice and crisp. Fresh out the oven, they're not crisp yet. For the most part, there were a few that were, but it still tastes really good. But if you want like that crunch that you might be craving from chips, this is like a great substitute for potato chips as well as sweet potato chips, which I love as well. So just eat it right now. It's actually probably because I was traveling with it. It's soft, but it's still delicious. So I'm trying on this more crunchier. Crunch. I prefer crunch a little bit. Anyway, it's really good. So if you let it sit out, let it really cool down, it'll get a little crisper, and you can store it for a week in a container. So you can put it in a plastic container or glass container, and seal it after it's completely cool. If you put it in a container while it's still hot, it's going to be really soft. Still tastes good, but it won't be. You won't. If it's still soft, you'll want to store it in the refrigerator, not on your counter. When it's crisp, it usually has less moisture in it, so you don't have to worry about stuff growing. Yeah. This is our chili. Let's see. Nice and thick. Very hearty. There's a lot of protein in it, fiber, and a lot of minerals as well. Our beans are providing zinc, which is extremely important for our immune systems as well. So this is a natural way to get zinc in your system. It's a natural way for your body to absorb our protein as well. And once again, lots of fiber. So this is a very healthy, easy, nutritious, delicious meal. You can literally dice everything up, put it in your slow cooker, and come back 8 hours later, and you have a meal. So I love that part. If you don't have butternut squash, but you have a lot of sweet potatoes that were also in some of the boxes, you can do the same recipe and just substitute the butternut squash for sweet potato. It still will be absolutely delicious. So, does anyone have any questions, comments? I have a young. Hi, Shakto. Hey, Dan. And I see a comment. I'm just going to check it really quickly. Oh, someone was asking how they were wondering how it would work in a veggie burger. So a lot of veggie burgers will use carrots. So I would just shred this up, put it in the food processor, or just take your shredder and do it the same way as a carrot. Butternut squash is very versatile. Like any recipe that calls for carrots, sweet potatoes, even parsnips, anything that's got like little sweetness to it, I feel you can use butternut squash. So if you have a lot of butternut squash sitting in your refrigerator and the cupboard somewhere, and like, what am I going to do with this? There are so many different recipes and options out there. I have some on the website, holistic-wellnessandhealth.com, so check those out. And this recipe, I actually have, I think now 3 chili recipes on the website, so you can check them all out. They're all delicious and easy to do. I love chili. You can really just add whatever you want to, like a stew with tomatoes, and add what you have. So if there's nothing else, I'm going to actually check on our, it's already starting to crisp up, but I'm not going to hold y'all up. So you all saw our finished product here, our chips and our delicious chili as well. If you have any questions, I'll still be able to see it in the comments. Just tag me or Holistic Wellness and Health to make sure I actually see the comments. If you don't do that, there's no guarantee I'll see it. All right, so I thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace, love, and blessings. Take care.